Galatians chapter 1, beginning of verse 7, reads as follows. But there be some that trouble you, and would pervert the gospel of Christ. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. You know, God does not use bold or italicized or underline. Every word in the Bible is emphasized because it is important to us and we need it for salvation. 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 3. However, when God wants to emphasize something, when additional attention can be drawn to a certain topic, there is then repetition that is used. And here we see that taking place in Galatians chapter 1, verses 7 through 9. God is making it very, very plain that if anything is delivered beyond the gospel of Christ, those that deliver such are to be accursed. Why? Well, because it is error. It is to be ignored. Likewise, any perversions of the gospel of Christ, those that seek to perpetuate such, they are to be accursed because it is error. Now, many denominational organizations are founded upon a transgression of this passage. There are some denominational organizations that are founded upon an additional gospel, an additional testament beyond the New Testament. There are those that will attempt to claim allegiance to the New Testament and the gospel of Jesus Christ while simultaneously claiming allegiance to another testament and another gospel that they might claim has been delivered by an angel, that they might claim has been delivered by additional revelation. But yet if one is going to claim allegiance to the New Testament, one then is likewise claiming allegiance to Galatians chapter 1, verses 7 through 9. And so in doing so, an additional gospel and an additional testament would then have to be rejected. You can't have both. At the same time, there are certain denominational organizations that will claim progressive revelation. They would claim that today they continue to receive revelation from God that is in addition to the gospel of Jesus Christ. Well, we're being told very, very plainly here in this passage that those that would claim such are to be accursed. God has made it very, very plain, given the New Testament, that the New Testament is it. The Bible is what it is. It is finalized, and anything that is delivered in addition to it is error, and those that deliver it are to be accursed. Those that would claim a law beyond the New Testament law, while at the same time claiming allegiance to the New Testament law, are in contradiction to God's law. Plain and simple. What a blessing it is to have the New Testament, the law of Christ, the gospel of Jesus, delivered to us, finalized, so that we can always go to the Scriptures and know what the standard is, and not then question day in and day out whether or not that which is being delivered to us is indeed true, that which is being delivered and taught to us is according to God's law or is falsehood. And Paul references this in Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4, he states in verse 14 that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. When are we going to get to that point? Well, verse 13, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. When revelation has been completed, when we have God's law and the New Testament of Jesus Christ in completed form, we then can have assurance based upon those scriptures whether or not what is being taught is indeed from God. But when someone comes along and they claim that what they are delivering, what they are writing down, and what they are heeding to is another law in addition to the law of Christ, we then know that is to be rejected. We then know that is error. And anyone that teaches anything regarding the law of Christ, yes, even this very session right here, can then be challenged going back to the standard to examine whether or not what is being taught is in accordance with the standard. That is a blessing that God has given us. That we have a rule and a standard that we can go to confirm whether or not what is being taught is truth. And that's the way God would have it to be. Not, rather, groups going around and folks going around claiming that what they are writing and what they are delivering is indeed inspired from God and His law, and then giving it to the people. That is false. That time period has ended. And anything delivered beyond the gospel, those that deliver such are to be accursed.